In a large, shiny building on the planet Noxus, the Galactic Council gathered for an important meeting. Representatives from many alien races filled the room. They were all excited and a little worried. The Council was known for discussing the fate of the galaxy, and today's topic was unusual: humans and apex predators. The Council leader, a tall being named Zakar, stood at the front. His long green arms waved as he spoke. "We must talk about the strange relationship between humans and apex predators. Our scientist, Dr. Vera, has brought shocking evidence." Dr. Vera, a small, furry creature from the planet Flara, adjusted her glasses and displayed a hologram. It showed images of apex predators, fierce creatures known for their hunting skills, watching humans with curious eyes. "Look here," she said, pointing at the glowing images. "These apex predators seem to be fascinated by humans. They are not attacking, they are observing." The room fell silent. Some council members leaned forward, intrigued. Others snickered. Planet Gromax, a stocky being with a big mouth, shouted, "That's ridiculous! Apex predators hate humans. They eat them." Dr. Vera shook her head. "Not all apex predators. Some have shown interest in human culture and emotions. I believe there is a chance for peace between us." A council member named Zilra, with shimmering blue skin, raised her hand. "If this is true, we need to explore this possibility." "But how? Humans are not like us." Just then, a group of human diplomats entered the chamber. They were led by a tall man named Captain Ryan. He had short brown hair and wore a smart uniform. The humans looked nervous but determined. As they approached the council, the representatives stared at them. Some showed curiosity, while others showed disdain. Captain Ryan cleared his throat. "We are here to discuss the potential for an alliance between humans and apex predators. We believe there is a way to work together for peace." The council members exchanged glances. They were unsure about this idea. Zakar frowned. "You want to make peace with creatures known for their strength and aggression? This is dangerous." Ryan replied, "We understand the risks, but we believe that communication can lead to understanding. We have learned from our mistakes. We want to share our culture and show that we can be allies, not enemies." The council debated this idea, voices rising and falling like waves. Some members agreed with Ryan, while others were firmly against it. A heated argument broke out. "Humans are weak! They cannot survive against apex predators!" shouted a council member named Groth, who had sharp claws and a loud voice. "Weakness is not about strength," Dr. Vera said calmly. "It is about trust and cooperation. If we treat humans as foes, we may lose a valuable ally." The debate continued for hours, but the council could not reach a decision. Finally, Zakar slammed his hand on the table, silencing everyone. "We will send the human diplomats to meet the Vorak, a powerful apex predator race. Let them prove their worth. If they succeed, we will consider their proposal." Captain Ryan felt a mix of relief and fear. The Vorak were known for their fierce nature and cunning intelligence. He turned to his team, who were equally anxious but excited about the chance to make a difference. "Prepare yourselves," Ryan said. "We are about to enter the territory of the Vorak. This could change everything." As the humans left the council chamber, they felt the weight of the galaxy on their shoulders. They knew that this meeting was just the beginning. The path ahead would be dangerous, but they were ready to face it. Little did they know, their journey would not only test their strength, but also change the way the galaxy viewed humans and apex predators forever. The chance for peace hung in the air, waiting to be seized. The council members watched the humans leave, their faces a mix of skepticism and curiosity. Would this strange meeting lead to an unexpected alliance? Only time would tell. The journey to the Vorak homeworld was filled with tension. Captain Ryan and his team of diplomats traveled aboard the sleek human starship, the SS Unity. As they approached the planet, the atmosphere grew thick with anticipation. The Vorak were known to be fierce and territorial. Captain Ryan glanced at his crew, who looked both excited and anxious. "Stay alert," he said, his voice steady. "We don't know how the Vorak will react to us. Remember, we are here to build a friendship." The starship landed on a rocky landing pad surrounded by towering cliffs. The air was heavy with the scent of strange plants and the distant roars of wild creatures. The crew stepped off the ship and a chill ran down their spines. They could feel the eyes of the Vorak watching them from the shadows. Suddenly, a tall figure emerged from the trees. It was a Vorak warrior, covered in dark scales and wearing armor made of metal and bones. His name was Koresh, a respected leader among the Vorak. He stood confidently, his piercing yellow eyes fixed on the humans. "Who dares enter our land?" Koresh growled, his voice deep and intimidating. Captain Ryan stepped forward, trying to project calmness. "I am Captain Ryan. We come in peace to discuss a potential alliance between humans and Vorak. We mean no harm." Koresh narrowed his eyes. "Peace. You humans are known for destruction. Why should we trust you?" Ryan took a deep breath. "We understand your concerns, but we believe we can learn from each other. We want to share our cultures and find a way to coexist." The Vorak warrior considered this for a moment. He motioned for the humans to follow him deeper into the forest. As they walked, Ryan noticed the beauty of the Vorak homeland. Strange plants glowed softly, and the sounds of nature filled the air. It was a place of power and mystery. After a long trek, they arrived at a clearing where a group of Vorak warriors waited. They were muscular and fierce, each one armed and ready for battle. Captain Ryan felt his heart race. This was the moment of truth. Koresh addressed his warriors. "These are humans. They claim to want peace. We will test their intentions." He looked at Ryan, a challenge in his eyes. "Show us what you are capable of." Ryan knew they had to impress the Vorak. He signaled to his team to prepare a demonstration of human skills. They decided to showcase teamwork, an essential part of human culture. The team quickly set up a series of challenges involving strategy and cooperation. The first challenge was a simple game of trust. A human would blindfold themselves and rely on the others to guide them through a series of obstacles. The Vorak watched closely, their expressions unreadable. Captain Ryan took the blindfold and stepped forward. "I will go first," he said confidently. As he moved through the course, his team shouted directions. The Vorak were surprised by the humans' ability to work together. They had expected chaos, but instead saw harmony. Next, the humans showcased their ability to craft tools. Using basic materials found in the forest, they demonstrated how to create useful items. The Vorak were intrigued, watching closely as the humans worked efficiently. Finally, it was time for the most daring challenge, a display of physical strength. 2 Vorak warriors volunteered to compete against 2 human athletes. The contest involved lifting heavy stones and throwing them as far as possible. The tension grew as the crowd of Vorak cheered for their warriors. When the contest began, the humans put in all their effort, determined to show their strength. Koresh watched with a mixture of respect and amusement. The Vorak were powerful, but the humans surprised everyone with their determination and skill. As the competition ended, the Vorak warriors were impressed. Koresh stepped forward, his expression softening. "You humans have shown bravery and skill. Perhaps there is more to your kind than we thought." Ryan felt a wave of relief. "Thank you, Koresh. We want to learn from you as well. Together we can create something great." The Vorak leader nodded. "Let us feast tonight and share stories. Friendship begins with understanding." That night, around a roaring fire, humans and Vorak shared food, laughter, and tales of their worlds. As the stars shone above, both species realized they were not so different after all. This surprising friendship was just beginning, and they all felt it deep in their hearts. The path ahead was filled with possibilities, and for the first time, hope blossomed in the galaxy. The sun rose over the Vorak homeworld, casting golden light across the rocky landscape. Captain Ryan and his team had spent the night celebrating their newfound friendship with the Vorak. They shared stories, laughter, and delicious food that combined human and Vorak flavors. As they awoke to the sounds of chirping creatures and the smell of cooking, everyone felt a sense of hope for what lay ahead. Over breakfast, Koresh, the Vorak leader, spoke with Ryan. "Your people have shown great skill and bravery," he said, his yellow eyes gleaming with interest. "But building trust takes time. We must learn from each other." Ryan nodded, understanding the challenge. "Agreed. We want to learn about Vorak culture, values, and traditions. We hope this can create a strong bond between us." The Vorak warriors shared stories of their past battles, their customs, and the importance of honor in their society. The humans listened carefully, eager to understand their new friends. In return, Ryan and his team shared tales of human history, including their struggles and triumphs. "Your history is filled with challenges," Koresh noted, intrigued. "Yet you continue to thrive. This is admirable." As the days passed, the humans and Vorak spent more time together. They participated in daily training sessions, learning each other's combat styles. The Vorak were powerful and fast, while the humans were strategic and resourceful. Together, they practiced in the fields, exchanging techniques and building respect for one another's abilities. One afternoon, while training, Koresh challenged Ryan to a friendly sparring match. The other Vorak warriors gathered to watch, their eyes filled with excitement. Ryan felt a mix of nerves and determination. He knew this was a test of not only his skills, but also his courage. As the match began, Ryan focused on what he had learned. He remembered the Vorak's fighting techniques, using speed and agility to dodge Koresh's powerful strikes. The crowd cheered as the two fighters moved, showcasing their strength and skill. After a tough fight, Ryan finally found an opening and managed to take Koresh down, though not without a struggle. The Vorak warriors erupted in cheers, surprised by the human's tenacity. Koresh smiled, getting up and clapping Ryan on the back. "You have earned my respect, human. Your skills are impressive." Ryan felt a surge of pride and relief. "Thank you, Koresh. I respect your strength and honor. We can learn so much from each other." Encouraged by this growing bond, the humans proposed a joint mission to explore a nearby region of the Vorak territory. There were rumors of a mysterious cave that held ancient secrets. The Vorak agreed, excited about the adventure. It was a chance to test their teamwork and deepen their friendship. The following morning, the group set off on a journey through the thick forests and rocky terrains. Captain Ryan led the way with Koresh by his side. As they walked, they exchanged jokes and stories, laughter echoing through the trees. When they reached the cave, a sense of wonder filled the air. The entrance was massive, and strange symbols covered its walls. Ryan felt a thrill of excitement. "What do you think these symbols mean?" he asked, pointing to the carvings. Koresh examined the markings closely. "These are ancient writings. They tell stories of our ancestors and their connection to the stars. It is said that this cave holds the wisdom of our past." As they ventured deeper into the cave, they discovered beautiful crystals that shimmered in the dim light. The sight took their breath away. Suddenly, they heard a rumbling sound. The ground shook, and a large rock fell from the ceiling, blocking the entrance. Panic rose in the group as they realized they were trapped. Koresh and Ryan quickly took charge. "Stay calm," Koresh shouted. "We will find a way out." Using their combined skills, the humans and Vorak worked together to clear the debris. They communicated clearly, each contributing ideas and strength. As they lifted rocks and pushed debris, trust grew between them. They were no longer just humans and Vorak, they were allies, fighting for a common goal. After hours of hard work, they finally managed to clear a path and escape the cave. Exhausted but triumphant, they emerged into the sunlight, cheering and celebrating their victory. Ryan looked at Koresh and smiled. "We did it! Together we are strong." Koresh nodded, a proud look on his face. "Today we have proven that our friendship can withstand any challenge. This is just the beginning." As they returned to the Vorak village, they felt the warmth of trust between them. The humans had come to understand that building trust takes time, effort, and courage, and they were ready to continue this journey together, side by side as true friends. The sun hung low in the sky, casting an orange glow over the Vorak village. Captain Ryan and his team were enjoying a rare moment of peace after their successful exploration of the cave. They gathered around a large fire, sharing stories and laughter. The bond between humans and Vorak had grown strong, filled with trust and friendship. Suddenly, the peaceful atmosphere shattered. A loud roar echoed from the forest, causing everyone to freeze. The laughter died, and a heavy silence filled the air. Koresh stood up, his muscles tense and his eyes narrowed. "That sound is not one of our creatures," he said, his voice low and serious. Ryan felt a chill run down his spine. "What do you think it is?" he asked, standing beside Koresh. Koresh turned to the gathered warriors. "Stay alert. We must protect our home." Within moments, the roar grew louder and shadows darted through the trees. A group of large, vicious creatures emerged, their scales glimmering in the fading light. They were the Zakar, a rival species known for their aggression and ferocity. Their eyes glowed with hunger, and sharp teeth showed as they snarled, ready to attack. The Vorak warriors immediately grabbed their weapons, moving with swift precision. Koresh barked orders, organizing his fighters. Ryan and his team instinctively followed, ready to defend their new friends. "We need to work together," Ryan shouted, rallying his crew. "Let's show them what humans and Vorak can do." The Zakar charged forward, their massive bodies crashing through the underbrush. The first wave hit the Vorak defenses, and chaos erupted. Koresh fought valiantly, his blade slicing through the air as he faced the attackers. Ryan joined him, using a weapon designed for close combat. The humans fought with determination, matching the Vorak's strength and skill. The battle raged on, and the Zakar seemed to be everywhere. Ryan noticed a group of Zakar surrounding one of the Vorak warriors. Without thinking, he sprinted toward them. "Get away from him!" he shouted, swinging his weapon with all his might. He managed to knock one Zakar to the ground, but two more turned their attention to him. Just as Ryan felt the weight of one Zakar crashing down on him, Koresh lunged in, striking the creature with a powerful blow. The Zakar fell back, giving Ryan a moment to breathe. "Thanks, Koresh," Ryan said, panting. The Vorak leader nodded, focusing on the battle. As the fight continued, the humans began to notice a pattern in the Zakar's movements. They relied on brute strength, but lacked strategy. "We can outsmart them," Ryan shouted. "Let's use teamwork to create traps." The Vorak listened and quickly adapted their tactics. Together, the humans and Vorak set traps using the terrain to their advantage. They dug pits and covered them with branches, guiding the Zakar into their traps. When a group of Zakar fell into a pit, the Vorak warriors cheered. The tide began to turn. With their combined efforts, Ryan and Koresh rallied their teams. They fought side by side, their movements synchronized. As the Zakar grew frustrated, they started to retreat. The Vorak warriors pursued them, pushing forward with determination. But then, just as victory seemed close, a massive Zakar appeared, larger and more fearsome than the rest. It roared, sending shivers down everyone's spine. Its scales shimmered like armor, and its eyes burned with rage. "This one is the leader!" Koresh shouted, gripping his weapon tightly. "We must take it down!" Ryan felt a surge of adrenaline. "Let's finish this!" He and Koresh charged at the beast together. The clash was fierce. The giant Zakar swung its massive claws, but the two fighters were quick and agile. They dodged its attacks and struck back with all their might. The battle seemed to last an eternity. Just when they thought they might be overwhelmed, Ryan noticed a glint of light reflecting off the creature's underbelly. "Aim for its belly," he yelled to Koresh, who nodded in understanding. With a coordinated effort, Ryan and Koresh worked together, launching a final attack. They feinted to the left, dodged to the right, and struck the Zakar's vulnerable spot with a powerful blow. The creature roared in pain before collapsing to the ground, defeated. Cheers erupted from both the Vorak and humans. They had fought together side by side and emerged victorious. But amid the celebration, Ryan felt a heavy weight on his heart. The Zakar attack had been a warning, a reminder that the galaxy was filled with dangers. As the sun set behind the mountains, Ryan and Koresh looked at each other. "We have built trust between our peoples," Koresh said, breathing heavily. "But we must prepare for what comes next." Ryan nodded. "We will face it together no matter what." The bond between them was stronger than ever, and they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The dawn broke over the Vorak village, painting the sky in shades of pink and orange. After the fierce battle against the Zakar, a sense of calm returned to the area. Captain Ryan and his team, along with their Vorak friends, gathered at the center of the village to reflect on what had transpired. The air was filled with a mix of hope and determination, and everyone knew that this was a turning point for their alliance. As the villagers prepared a feast to celebrate their victory, Ryan looked around and noticed the changes in his team. The humans had formed strong bonds with the Vorak, their laughter echoing through the village. Just a few weeks ago, they had been strangers, but now they were friends, united by a common goal. Koresh approached Ryan, his expression serious. "We need to discuss our next steps. The Zakar will not rest, and we must be ready for whatever comes next." Ryan nodded, understanding the weight of Koresh's words. "We should strengthen our defenses and share our knowledge. Perhaps we can train together, combining our tactics to face future threats." The Vorak leader smiled, pleased with Ryan's suggestion. "Agreed. We will teach your team our fighting techniques, and you will share your strategies with us. Together, we will be a force to be reckoned with." As the sun climbed higher in the sky, the feast began. Humans and Vorak gathered around a large fire, sharing food and stories. The atmosphere was filled with joy, and laughter floated in the air like music. Ryan felt a sense of belonging he had not experienced in a long time. This was more than just an alliance, it was a friendship forged in the heat of battle. After the meal, Koresh stood up to speak. "Today, we celebrate our victory, but we also honor those who fought bravely. The Zakar will not give up easily, but together we have shown them our strength. We are no longer separate, we are one. Cheers erupted from the crowd, and Ryan felt his heart swell with pride. The Vorak and humans were truly united, standing strong against the challenges they would face together. In the days that followed, the humans and Vorak trained side by side. Ryan and his team learned the Vorak's unique combat styles, which relied on agility and speed. The Vorak, in turn, absorbed the humans' strategic approach. Together, they created new tactics that blended both styles, making their alliance stronger than ever. As the training progressed, Ryan noticed a change in his team. They were no longer just soldiers, they were part of something bigger. They fought for their friends, for the Vorak, and for the future they hoped to build together. One evening, after a long day of training, Ryan sat down with Koresh. "Do you think we'll ever find peace?" he asked, his voice filled with hope. Koresh thought for a moment, then replied, "Peace is a journey, not a destination. We must work hard to build it. Together, we can create a future where our peoples live in harmony." The words resonated deeply with Ryan. He realized that their fight against the Zakar was not just about survival. It was about building a better world for both humans and Vorak. One day, as they trained near the edge of the village, a small group of Vorak scouts returned with news. They had spotted a Zakar camp not far away. The atmosphere shifted from joy to seriousness. Ryan and Koresh quickly gathered everyone to discuss their next move. "We cannot allow the Zakar to threaten our home again," Koresh declared. "But we must approach this with caution. We cannot underestimate them," Ryan agreed. "We need to gather more information. A surprise attack might give us the upper hand, but we must know their numbers and strength first." The warriors prepared for a reconnaissance mission, determined to gather intelligence on the Zakar camp. Ryan led a small group of humans and Vorak, moving silently through the forest. As they neared the camp, they observed the Zakar from a distance. Ryan noticed that their enemy seemed disorganized and distracted, perhaps still recovering from their recent defeat. This could be the perfect opportunity to strike. "Let's return and prepare for an attack," Ryan whispered, his heart racing with anticipation. "If we act quickly, we can catch them off guard." When they returned to the village, the excitement was palpable. They shared their findings, and the warriors began planning their attack. This was not just a mission for survival, it was a chance to secure their future. As night fell, Ryan stood beside Koresh, looking at the stars. "Whatever happens tomorrow, we will face it together," he said, his voice filled with determination. Koresh nodded, his gaze steady. "Yes, and this is just the beginning. Together we will create a new future for both our peoples." With that, they prepared for the battle ahead, knowing that they were no longer just allies. They were family. United by friendship, courage, and a shared dream of peace, they stood ready to face whatever challenges the galaxy had in store for them.